GoSun broke last couple weeks ago now, and I got this parabolic solar oven that is freaking awesome. You can do things in this that are different than what you can possibly do with the GoSun. GoSun, you can't evaporate things down like this. I just put a pint of kefir in this morning, and it like maybe not even this morning, it was like at 1 o'clock I put it in, and now it's like probably 4 o'clock. So it took like 3 hours and like maybe 5 stirrings to prevent the bulk of it from getting burned. As you can see, it's not even sunny. This is like, as you can see, it's like smoky, and the sun is barely perceivable. This thing is really efficient. It's called the Sunplicity. These are the two portable solar ovens that I had researched that were by far and away the best for heat output and for portability. This whole thing folds down into that frame, into that little case, that little 1.5 inch thick by whatever. It's a little like art case size footprint. Everything that's on it is really pretty quality, and if it did break, I mean, you can get new hinges, or you can, at the worst comes to worst, you can take a piece of Gorilla Tape and run it down the backside to hold the piece together. Other than these hinges, there's nothing really that I can see that can break on it. Everything's steel, and everything's really pretty quality. This is a deep dish parabolic, which means that the sunlight is not just concentrated on the bottom side, but if you have a big stock pot, it'll shine the lights all around the sides and the bottom, so that you get a more even heat and you don't get as much burning going on. If you want to be able to dehydrate and utilize everything from your dairy animal and or everything from like fruit trees, because I have right here, I got some plum juice that I vapped down in it yesterday, and it doesn't have any added sugar. It doesn't need any added sugar because these were really nice sweet cherry plums, and it's really good. And it just took like maybe 4 hours to boil down into a thick enough honey-like substitute, and that was in a passive way. I didn't have to add fuel to a fire. I didn't have to. I mean, a fire is like too hot, and so you have to like stir it constantly to prevent it from burning. And this, if it's too sunny out, which it can burn, this thing is very, very efficient. This thing is almost efficient as at cooking as the GoSun. I'd say the GoSun is a little bit more efficient because it is inside a vacuum tube, so it's more insulated. So this GoSun you can cook in the wintertime with, and this is gonna definitely lose its ability to cook when the atmosphere around it is cold. But this can do things that the GoSun can't, like evaporate things out, because you can't really evaporate anything down in those GoSuns because they're in a closed tube. So yeah, this has got its purpose mainly for it's got its purpose in having, in addition to the GoSun, only really within the realm of people doing things that I'm doing with the subsistence dairy shepherding, because there's times that you're going to have way more milk than you need, and you might have your cheese cave already filled up, and so the most efficient way that you can preserve your excess of milk is to just stick it in your solar panel and let it vap down into this awesome crumbly cheese. This is getting there. And here's some that I did yesterday. So this is little roasted ricotta pieces, little crunchies that I roasted down in my pot on my friend's electric stove at a farm, like maybe 3 months ago or 4 months ago. It was a long time ago. It was like 4 months ago, and I haven't refrigerated this at all, and it tastes exactly the same as the day that I roasted it. So if I had had the solar cooker at the time, I could have just used the solar cooker to make that. But that's just an example of, you can make roasted ricotta, you can make roasted kefir like this, the leftover whey after cheese making. The whey boils down into a hard cheese that you dehydrated form called the mycost, mycost, and it's really good. It's like when you make it with a sheep's milk that's sweeter than cow or goat milk, it ends up being like sweet and caramelly, because sheep, it has a lot sweeter of milk than goats or cows. And yeah, mycost is really awesome. So yeah, this is the Sunplicity. It's fucking awesome. It only takes like 60 seconds to set up. It's super quick. You don't need these clips if it's not windy, but if you're gonna leave it set up and it's gonna be windy, then just put those clips on, and it helps it hold its shape more rigidly. This thing is awesome, like in wind. Honestly, it's like if it gets windy, too windy, like 15 miles an hour or more, then you gotta weight down the underside, weight down the frame. But yeah, it's actually really strong, surprisingly. We've had 20-mile-an-hour winds since I had it. So this is something that I only recommend people need to spend their money on if they're going to be running dairy animals year-round, where at some points you have excess of milk and you need to be able to translate it into a shelf-stable product that you can carry with you, that's ideally going to be the lightest weight, which is dehydrated. Yeah, Sunplicity.